Hello everyone, welcome to another video where we are discussing about how to use ChatGPT to generate a hospital database for MSSQL Server. You are watching this video on Colors Tech YouTube channel powered by Slidescope. So let's begin and let's see the prompt. After generating the hospital database SQL file, we will create a database in MSSQL Server using the same file or commands that we have got from ChatGPT. So in ChatGPT, the model that we are using right now is 3.5. We have not upgraded, we are just using the free version. And here write create MSSQL commands to generate a hospital database and insert some dummy data into it. So let's see what we get from here. So I will explain you these commands one by one. First, let's wait for ChatGPT to finish generating some dummy values. So now we have these values here. So we will use these values one by one in order to create the database. So as you can see here, the first command is create database hospital DB. This create database command will simply create a database named hospital DB in our Microsoft SQL Server. And once we have created the database, then use hospital DB will let the server know that whatever commands we are going to run or execute next will be executed in this database. If you will not use this line, then SQL Server might not be able to understand in which particular database you want to run these queries, and you might get some kind of error. So first we will copy this line. Open SQL Server Management Studio. We have a dedicated video explaining how to install SQL Server Management Studio in your computer. So we have installed SQL Server Management Studio 19, and when you will open it, it will ask you for Windows authentication, and then you can log in here. So you can watch that video, how to install and how to come on this particular screen. Link to that video will be provided in the description. That video is on YouTube and you can watch it. If you know this much, you can simply click on. So as you can see, we have not created any database. We have not selected any database. We will simply click on new query. And after clicking on new query, this query editor or query window will come. Here you can see the default database is master. We will simply paste the command, and after pasting the command, select it and execute it. As you can see, command completed successfully. Now you have two options. Either click use hospital DB. So when you will write use hospital DB and execute this command, so you will see you have already kind of selected hospital DB. Now whatever commands you will run next will automatically run into hospital DB. I will show you another way, but later in this video. Now let's get back to ChatGPT, and here we are trying to create our first table which is patients table. Obviously, in a hospital, you are going to store information of patients, doctors, bookings, beds, OPD, and everything. So we will discuss that. Here you can see create table patients. So in order to create a table, first I will explain this command to you. Create table, and let's say we are trying to create something like products. Then after writing create table products, so you are instructing SQL Server to create a table that has a name products. Then write round brackets here or open and closed parentheses. And inside here you will write name of your columns. Suppose name of your columns are product ID, product name, product price, and quantity. Let's say this. So this is a simple structure, but when you are writing these column names, you have to specify their data type also. So for example, ID is going to be an integer, a whole number. Name is going to be a string value, alphanumeric. That means it can have alphabets and numbers both. So for alphanumeric, we have varchar in SQL. For price, we can use decimal. And let me put enter here. So after every product name, we can click enter. Price is decimal. Then we have quantity. Quantity is also going to be integer. Now after writing their data type, sometimes you have to write their length also, like what is the maximum value of ID going to be. Like suppose the maximum value is going to be 130. Suppose we have 130 products. So how many digits are there? 3. 130, 130. So that's why I have written 3. So with int 3 length, you can save up to 999 products, 999 products. Similarly, in varchar, let's say we put a length of 50. So varchar 50 simply means your product name can be up to maximum of 50 characters. Like suppose the product name is laptop. So in laptop we can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 characters. So similarly in a name of product can be up to 50 characters, and then we write decimals. So in most of SQLs you write decimal like this 8, 2. This means there will be total of 8 digits, out of which 2 will be decimal, and then int. But sometimes these things are not necessary, so that's what written here, and they have written n varchar. So varchar is more suitable for storing text data from a single language or a script, offering better storage efficiency and performance. But in contrast, nvarchar supports a wide range of characters from different languages and scripts, making it ideal for storing multilingual text data. So if suppose you want to store product name in Hindi language, for example, so in case of nvarchar it will be supported. But and if your products have multiple language names, so you can use nvarchar and varchar accordingly. And by writing this much, if you will simply execute a command, so you can see command completed successfully. Now let's refresh this and expand your database. Here you will see hospital DB, the database. When you will expand this, you will see tables, and when you will expand this, you will see TBO patients, and when you will expand this, you will see columns. And as you can see here, your patient ID is primary key. Primary key basically is the identity column of our table. Like For every patient there will be a unique patient ID. That's why we have named it or marked it as a primary key. If you want to learn more about SQL, if you want to learn more about SQL Server in great detail, then we have a dedicated course for it. I will put the link in description. And on our channel itself, you will find many videos explaining this basic stuff to you. But I am trying to explain whatever I can in this ChatGPT based database generation video. After doing this, you can see similarly they have created table doctors. So every doctor will have a unique doctor ID, which will be the primary key. First name of the doctor, N varchar, last name, their specialization, phone number, and so on. So we can now what we can do, we can copy all of these things at once. So after copying all of this, we will paste it here. And so we have created patient, we have created doctors. Remember, ChatGPT has given a simple a table with 4 or 5 columns. If you want to increase some column, let's say you want to increase phone number of doctor. So sorry, phone number is already there. Let's say email. So here you can write N varchar and let's say 30. So this way you can add more columns to it, but we are not going to write it because in our insert commands that is missing. So let's select all of this, whatever new columns we have selected. Now here, look at this table. This is very important table for us. Appointments, that means outdoor patient department, OPD appointments, or whatever you want to call it. Patient wants to meet doctor and that's why they will make an appointment. So every appointment will have a unique ID which will be integer. So this is something that we always do in SQL, whatever SQL we are learning. The first column is always the identity in most of the cases, and it is a primary key. Here we have patient ID and doctor ID. So you remember from the previous tables that every doctor has a doctor ID, a unique ID, and every patient has a patient ID. So this table is kind of using the patient ID and doctor ID of previous tables as a foreign key. A foreign key is something, a foreign key means a column in a table that basically belongs to another table. So patient ID column in this table basically belongs to patient table, and similarly the doctor's column in doctor ID column in this table belongs to doctors in the previous table. So, and that's why we are putting a constraint here, constraint foreign key patient ID. So it is written like constraint fk patient ID. So this is the name of your constraint, what name you are giving this constraint, so that you can remember constraint helps us in protecting our data. So suppose I will explain this to you later. We'll discuss about constraint more in upcoming lectures, but you just have to remember that whenever you are applying a foreign key, whenever you are declaring any column as your foreign key, so you define a constraint name also. This fk underscore patient ID means a constraint on patient ID. Foreign key. So now after writing foreign key, you will write name of your foreign key in round brackets. References to which particular column it is referencing. It is referencing patient tables patient ID. So first constraint, then name of the constraint, then write the foreign key keywords. Then in round bracket write the name of that particular column which you want to declare as a foreign key. Then use references keyword, then write the name of original table So this is name of table that I have selected, and this is the name of column in that table. So in patients table, there is a column called patient ID, which is referred here as patient ID, and we are declaring it as a foreign key. The same thing is declared here also. And now what we are going to do is, from doctors till this point we will execute it. And now we have created two more tables. So let me refresh it once again. So I will try to refresh it. I don't know why it is not showing. Now you can see in tables we have doctors, patients and appointments. If I will right click on appointments and select top 1000 rows, so you can see we don't have any data because we have not inserted records. So in the first part you learned about creating the records, and now we will insert records. So insert into patient values. So what we are doing here, insert into patients, we are inserting records into the patients table. Values, we have written values, and then these are the values: 1 John Doe, then all of this. So if you see the patients table, so you can right click here and you can see design. So when you will see the design, you will see all your columns along with their data types. So here we have patient ID, first name, last name, date of birth, gender and phone number. The sequence is very important. While inserting the data, sequence is very important. So 1 is the patient ID, John is the first name, Doe is the last name, this is date of birth, this is gender, and this is the phone number. Now we will copy all of this, and similarly you can insert data into doctors, and similarly you can insert data into appointments. In appointments, this is nothing but patient ID, this is doctor ID. So with whatever patient has ID 1, doctor with ID 2, there is an appointment at this particular date and time. So now we will copy all of this and let's insert some dummy data here. Again, to do that, right click either you can, because you are already in a hospital database, so you can always create a new query from here by pressing Ctrl+N, and you can also right click here and create new query. Okay, so on hospital database, right click new query, and this, always remember that you have selected the right database in which you want to create your table or insert the records. So now insert into patient and insert into doctors, we will insert these values. Let's select all of this, execute, and now when you will right click on any of these tables, select top 1000 rows, then you will see this data. There is another way of selecting, so you can write select star from table. Select star from table is basically a command to select or print data. Select means print the data from this table. So write the name, in our case the name is doctors, so I will write it like this, select it and execute it. So this will give us the same thing. Suppose I am writing select star from doctors where last name is equal to White. So when you will select and execute it, so I am selecting it then executing it, so you will see the data is now filtered. So this is how, using simple ChatGPT command, You can create a database for practice in Microsoft SQL Server, and now you can create more tables like this on your own without taking help of ChatGPT, and you can see if you are able to create new tables. Thank you for watching this video. Again, you can you can subscribe to our channel Color Stack for more videos like this. If you have any doubts, you can post your doubts in the comment section. We'll be happy to help you.